I've never said that. That is a lie. Well, that is a lie. And I think you should withdraw that statement. That is a lie. You are lying. You are lying.
I'm not lying.
You are lying. I have never ever used the word disease. And I think this is exactly what I'm talking about. You are
The UK Prime Minister aspirant Kemi Adekoge Badenock, known popularly as Kemi Badenock, has been a subject for political discussion, especially in the UK and Africa, for several months now.
Well, let's head over to the United Kingdom now, where the leader of the country's Conservative Party, Kemi Badenock, has yet again denigrated Nigeria, saying that Nigeria destroys lives and that she does not want the consequences of the country's terrible government to play out.
While some citizens of the United Kingdom hail her for being bold and outspoken, the majority of blacks in the UK and Africa, especially in Nigeria, perceive Badenock as a wicked politician who hate to see people of her like progress. Here's why Kemi Badenock, the leader of the Conservative Party, is getting so much hate and tongue lashing from Africans, especially Nigerians.
Auntie Jemima Badenock, I think she has said enough about Nigeria. Our ambition is to become Prime Minister of Great Britain. She's already, leader of the Conservative Party. She says she's looking for reform.
Yes.
So that Britain doesn't become Nigeria. Fine, we have heard. But if she's talking about reform, let her start with the party that she leads. That's a more urgent assignment that is before her. Because the Conservative Party, in the last poll conducted by YouGov, is sleeping behind the reform.
Badenock was born on 2nd January 1980 in London to a Nigerian Yoruba mother and father. Shortly after Kemi was born, her parents returned to Nigeria, where she was raised until age 16. So, before the year 1981, UK had the automatic birthright citizenship policy, where children who were born in the country automatically became citizens regardless of the parents' nationalities. According to Kemi Badenock, growing up in Nigeria was very harsh. She stated that Nigeria was a country plunged in poverty, political chaos, human rights abuses, violence, and insecurity. Though Kemi's mother and father were well-to-do, she recently claimed that as a child growing up in Nigeria, she did not just see but experience poverty firsthand. The comments from her raised public doubt. Many believe that Kemi has an innate hatred for Nigeria and therefore is saying whatever about the country to establish and validate negative sentiments about Nigeria.
I grew up in a poor country, and I watched my relatively wealthy family become poorer and poorer and poorer, despite working harder and harder as their money disappeared with inflation. I came back to the UK, age 16, with my father's last £100 in the hope of a better life. So I have lived with the consequences of terrible governments that destroy lives, and I never, ever want that to happen here.
According to the Tory leader Kemi Badenock, in 1996, at the age of 16, military coups in Nigeria brought about some political unrest. The country was experiencing some severe human rights abuses, infringements on the freedom of speech, and serious violence. So, her father, having been impoverished by the corruption and poor political leadership in the country, put together some money to buy a flight ticket and gave Kemi Badenock the remaining €100 to move to UK and stay with her aunt, a friend of her mother. So, as a young girl in London, Kemi struggled to survive. She took a job and studied part-time. Today, she holds a Master of Engineering, Computer Systems, and a Bachelor of Law.
National security. Mr. Speaker, this is a weak answer because he doesn't know what is going on. Last week, I asked about the employment bill. What is going on? Last week, I asked about the employment bill. He didn't know what was going on. We asked about the education bill. He didn't know what was going on. Let him be.
Apart from talking down on her country of origin, Nigeria, Kemi Badenock has developed some kind of dislike for immigrants. Though she is evidently a first-generation immigrant, Kemi Badenock has proposed and strongly advocating for a stricter immigration policies in the UK.
So I have lived with the consequences of terrible governments that destroy lives, and I never, ever want that to happen here.
Kemi Badenock is making effort to crack down immigration by pushing an immigration bill to double the length of time it takes for immigrants to qualify for a settled status. Other conditions would be applicants having to show they have never claimed social housing, has no criminal record, and would be a net contributor to the UK economy. But the question is, why is a woman who has had the opportunity to be where she is today as a result of immigration fighting so hard to prevent other people from having such opportunities?
Over the weekend, I suggested to the Prime Minister that he cut the aid budget, and I'm pleased that he accepted my advice.
I'm going to have to let the Leader of the Opposition down gently. She didn't feature in my thinking at all. I was so busy over the weekend I didn't even see her proposal. I think she's appointed herself, saviour of the Western civilization.